Okay, thank you. My name's Elise Harris. I'm currently the district governor-elect for District 7150. I want to welcome all of the president-elects and other leaders. We've already got most of the names in the blocks there. Thank you for doing that. We're going to start off with a short video from Lizzie Martin, who's currently our 7150 Public Image Chair.
Good evening, incoming club presidents, district leaders, and guests. My name is Lizzie Martin, and I'm joining you virtually tonight in my role as the Public Image Chair of District 7150 and an Assistant Rotary Public Image Coordinator for Zone 32. I'll be sharing with you some micro-learning opportunities at each of your pre-PET sessions that I hope will help you lead a club that has a great public image, providing you with the tools and resources to achieve that. Tonight, we'll be talking about Rotary's brand. What do club presidents need to know about Rotary's brand? We're going to go over 3 things tonight. It matters, it's easy, and it's everyone's job. Proper branding on the part of each of our individual clubs is important because everything we do at the club level is what collectively represents our organization's brand all around the world. If we aren't using the correct logo, same colors, writing in the same voice, we're not rowing in the same direction. Having consistency in how we present ourselves to the public is how people become familiar with us, how they begin to understand who we are, what we stand for, what we do. Only then do we have the opportunity to gain their loyalty, brand loyalty, be that through membership, sponsorship, or other support. You might not think it matters if you use half of a rotary wheel to make a sunrise image, or turn a rotary wheel pink for your Easter egg hunt flyer, or even just Google a rotary logo and use anything that pops up. If that were acceptable, you wouldn't need me. My role wouldn't exist. The whole reason I'm here is because every detail really, truly matters. Coca-Cola's logo is never green. Target's logo is not square. We know and recognize brands like those because they're uncompromisingly consistent with everything related to their appearance. Logo being the most visible, but that includes fonts, colors, visuals, slogans, their tone. And after many years of doing that, only then can they do things like go pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month or do a vintage throwback logo. Trust me, we are not at that level with Rotary's brand. And we won't achieve that until we all start rowing in the same direction. At Rotary, we know not every one of our 1.4 million members is a marketer who understands the intricacies of branding. So the goal has always been to make it as easy as possible to give you access to some of the basic materials. The Brand Center is Rotary's place for downloading and creating everything you need. It's located at brandcenter.rotary.org. The best news is that now you don't even have to log into My Rotary to access it. Anyone can use it. When you get to brandcenter.rotary.org, they have a nice little video on the homepage to get you acquainted with all of the features. Please go watch it. The key thing you should use this for is downloading basic Rotary logos and making a custom logo for your club. If you make a logo any other way, or in any way edit the logo that you've made in the Brand Center, you've become one of the people rowing in the wrong direction, working against our efforts to make Rotary recognizable to all. As wonderful as it is to have members that are creative and offering their time to do things like make graphics and flyers for us, the logo cannot be subject to creative license. Get creative in your promotional materials and then slap a correctly branded logo on them. Your Rotary family will thank you for it. And remember, when it comes to the logo, use one from the Brand Center and you'll know you're good. It's that easy. In the Brand Center, you can also download images, videos, customize a brochure, and more. As club president, it's important that you have this basic understanding so you can set the tone for your club, but it is everyone's responsibility. If only you and your public image chair know about the logo rules, but it's someone from the pancake breakfast committee that makes their flyer and they slap a pancake in the middle of a rotary wheel, you could find yourself inadvertently rowing in the wrong direction. There are many reasons why our members will at some point be responsible for branding Rotary. So all should either know how to do it well or at least where to get resources. Be sure your club members know about the Brand Center, that you've taken 5 minutes to get familiar with the site, that everyone has access to your club's custom logo, and they all know to never edit it in any way. To give you some quick examples, these are the logos that are out. These are the logos that are in. Again, go to brandcenter.rotary.org and you'll be sure to get the correct logo for any occasion. Thank you and enjoy your first evening pre-pet session.
Thanks so much, Lizzie. That was fantastic. So tonight we have two guest speakers. We have Peter Cardamone and Lisa Jackson, and I just wanted to give them a brief introduction. Peter is a Rotarian since 2001 and a member of Tully Rotary. He's been involved as a past president, youth services, scholarships, Interact, youth exchange. He's a country contact, RILA, dictionary projects, Rotary Foundation, water and sanitation projects, polio, and more. He's a past district governor from 2016 through 2017 and is the current District 7150 executive secretary. His professional life included being a teacher, superintendent, principal, adjunct professor, and tutor. We also have Lisa Jackson, who's the PE for Schenectady Rotary Club in 7190 and has had many leadership positions in Rotary. She served on various district committees and is currently aide for District Governor Denise Denoto. She has over 4 years of experience leading sessions at District Training Assembly and MDPETS Tech Lab. She's highly knowledgeable with my Rotary and Club Runner and also leads secretary and treasury training. She's well equipped to guide you in optimizing these tools. We're so fortunate to have both of you. So Peter, take it away.
Thank you, Elise. And good evening, and thank you all for being here tonight. Lisa and I have put together a presentation on showing you the Rotary online tools. Tonight is all about one of the two Rotary tools that are available to you. And just having a minute to share the screen. Okay. I'm going to go full screen and hope that doesn't bother you. Whatever your role in Rotary, you will use one of these two tools. Tonight, we're going to focus on the Rotary Club Central and My Rotary, which is the Rotary International website. It's at rotary.org. The other website that will be at your service is your district website. That's not for tonight. Most likely your district training assembly will help you navigate your local district or club website. You use that for membership and club information. On the Rotary website, they'll talk about the fact that you can use that. But when it comes to Rotary online tools, we're going to try to stress that rotary.org is used for the things other than membership and club information. Two things you need to know. First, you as a leader You need to know what's required with the online. You need to know what is required and what is possible to do with the My Rotary tool. Second, and for this, you'll have to be patient because it'll take some time. The second thing you need to know is how to operate in the Rotary website. As a club leader, you need to know the first. But for the second, you don't have to do it all yourself. You just need to make sure that someone in your club, that there is someone that knows how to do it. And you heard Lisa's credentials. You need somebody like Lisa in your club who's able to do the entry. But you need to lead to be able to know what needs to be done. So it doesn't matter if this is your first time as a club officer or the 10th time. These tools are always changing and there's always something new to learn. This slide shows you the objectives for tonight. It's about My Rotary, the Rotary member area. It's found on the international website, rotary.org. You'll have a different link for your district website. And I talked to a lot of presidents over the years, they get the two confused. Make sure you use rotary.org for the My Rotary account and the stuff that we talk about tonight. We're going to show you how to get an account. Do you have an account already? I hope that you do. If not, this is required for you. We won't spend a lot of time on that. But if you don't have an account, the first thing you should do after tonight is get one. And we'll show you how to do that. And we'll give you some resources if you need help and guidance. As a Rotary Club leader, you need an account on the Rotary International website. Rotary Club Central, it's the reporting part of My Rotary. Tonight, we'll take you through some of the uses for Rotary Club Central, and one in particular, your club goals, your reason for being as a club. And we'll also show you everything you want to know about being able to use the Learning Center. Because no matter how many times or how many things you do in Rotary, there's always something else to know. In the Learning Center, the nice thing is this is a self-service tool. You can learn whatever you want, whenever you're ready, and it's always at your service. This slide is a list of the kinds of tools that are available for you in My Rotary. It's your Rotary toolbox, your gateway to all of the Rotary International information. Be sure you see the note at the top. Some of you, if you've used Zoom, you have to make sure that you can move your boxes with the participants that you're looking at. We're going to fill the screen with the slides, and you may need to move around in order to see that. That's just a Zoom tip. I'm sure you've all used Zoom a lot. You view your member profile, your personal profile in My Rotary. But we're going to stress several times that any updates to membership for you or for anyone in your club is made in the district database, not in My Rotary. You will also have access to Rotary Club Central. We'll show you how you find that. You can find reports for your membership, your dues invoice, and there's another part of the dues invoice that you don't know should automatically receive in the email. It shows you the details. So if you have any questions about what you're being charged for or who your membership is, you can go to the club invoice detail and that's published at the same time as your Rotary invoice. You can connect and view the Rotary projects, forums, and very importantly, you can see Rotary Foundation reports. As Lizzie talked about, you can get to the brand center for logos and images, and it's your gateway to the Learning Center. So that's the reason we want to talk about My Rotary. Okay, here's how you get a Rotary account. And I found that the first time somebody looks at this kind of a screen, it can look a little daunting if you haven't seen one of these before. This is a sample of many available Rotary how-to guides. There's one of these for almost every online tool in the My Rotary. It's sort of like follow the bouncing balls. Check each one of these boxes. It tells you where to look on the website. It gives you directions. And if you're getting a Rotary account or you want to be able to do anything, you can go into the search box in My Rotary and just ask for how to and say what it is you'd like to know how to do. You follow the number steps and follow the prompts, and the screen will get you where you want to go. In order to use this, it's very important that you know your Rotary email address. Now, this may sound like a simple thing, but a lot of people have several email addresses. And one of the things that we spend a lot of time troubleshooting is somebody using an incorrect email address, or they use their personal or business email address when working in Rotary. So we're going to advise you that you set up a separate Rotary email. I think it's, you can use it for the district database. You can use that email address with your club, and you can use it to create a My Rotary account. If you already have a personal email address that you're on with and it's working fine, that's great. But for those of you that are new to this, I would say set up a new email address with Rotary and use that as your Rotary login. Club secretaries, especially if you have one that's been around for a while, can give you help with this. The most often that I've had to call the Rotary International Data Center is to correct an email problem. So this shows you how to log in to your account. If you don't already have one, on the left-hand side of the screen, that's the regular homepage for Rotary.org, and the whole world can see that. You get to My Rotary as one of the choices here, and that takes you to the member area. When you select this button on the regular Rotary homepage, you see the Rotary member dashboard. Everyone who gets here is prompted to sign into My Rotary. If you already have an account, it'll say to you, sign into My Rotary, and it'll default to your login email. Your login is always an email address, and that's your Rotary email. And you create a secure password. If you're on a home computer or a personal computer, it's always easy to check the Remember Me button. It makes coming in and out of this site very easy. Once you log in, you see your dashboard. This is the dashboard after the last International Assembly that you see on the left, with our new incoming President McNally and the new logo for the year. Your year as president, to create hope in the world. As we mentioned, you can find All kinds of links. Go ahead. Is there a question? I'm sorry. Okay. You can find all kinds of links on the Rotary pages. We selected this one link as an idea. If you want to see the theme information, you can download a package of themes for Mac and for PC. That's right on that homepage. Tonight, we'll talk about all the things you can do, places you can go, a homage to the children's books. And these are the links that get you into the Rotary Club Central, the Brand Center, the Showcase, the Learning Center, and the discussions groups. It'll be right on your Rotary homepage when you get to the dashboard. Notice again the red box warning. Rotary will say that you can do member changes here, but please do not do that. In order to keep the databases in sync, we're asking that you only make changes in the Rotary, in the district database, and it'll all show up here. Once you select the My Rotary page, you can see there's lots of places you can go. Club business is handled under Manage, and you get drop downs. This slide shows one of the many website drop down features in the My Rotary. Drop downs are the easiest way to find. All you need to hover over any one of these buttons and you'll see the drop down. Club administration. This is the management page that you see. It only has a selection of some of the things you can do, but this time of year, club finances, club invoice, it's right at the top of the page, and you can select what it is you want to do. If you just want to see your invoice, if you want to pay your invoice, you go to this page in club finances. Member data, remember it's seeing what you've already put in. And there's lots of other things you can see here. Don't be afraid to come back to this on your own. We've decided not to do live demonstrations tonight because you never know what the internet is going to feel like. But we're asking you to go in and play with this and explore yourself. Don't be afraid. Tonight, we're going to select Rotary Club Central. And once you do that, you see what's on the right here. This is your dashboard for Rotary Club Central, the reporting tool. If you have questions, please jot them down, put them in the chat. Elise will collect the questions and we'll have time at the end to take the questions on. We probably should have said that at the outset. The Member Center is the first thing you see when you go to the Rotary Club Central. In the Member Center, you see this choice, the blue bar on the left. These are all the places you can go, and you can go back to the My Rotary homepage. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Goal Center, so we're going to select that Goal Center. And in the this slide will show you who can see and make changes in Rotary Club Central. Everyone in your club can view the information, but you need to make sure that in the district database, you are one of these 7 positions in order to make changes. As a president, you need to make sure that you're assigned a club as a club leader in the district database. This is your team, so remember you're not alone. And any one of these people can back you up and make the changes and see. There used to only be 4. I think they started with 3 in 2000 when I joined Rotary. Now they've just added membership service and public image. People in your club can be appointed to those positions and they can go in and operate in the Rotary database. But you can also get these district folks to help you if you have a problem. So one of the big things we hear is that I don't want to be president because there's too much for me to do. Well, one of the leadership things, skills that you should have is being able to work with your team. And Rotary keeps expanding the team. There are 7 people here. You just need to make sure your board of directors is selected and that you have someone assigned to each of these 7 positions. I've heard it over the years, oh, I have a small club. Well, someone can do more than one position, but I would advise you, if you can, get somebody involved in your club by assigning them membership chair and help them along to learn it. Once you're in it.
Peter, this is Julie. There's a couple things in the chat right now. It says one of them is from Jim Cook from 7150. It says, can we still download the My Rotary app? And Tony Conte from 7120, how can I see the recording of one of the pet Zoom meetings?
Okay, Julie, I know that this is what we had talked about at the beginning is Elise would be collecting the questions.
Oh, sorry.
And we'll have a question and answer time, if that's okay. I know it's not my usual style to just talk and talk and talk. But that's what we're trying to get through this, and I don't want to run over time. So I appreciate that, and we'll try to leave enough time at the end. The goals for the goal center that you put in come from something called the Rotary Citation. The Rotary Citation lists all 25 goals for Rotary clubs that are established by Rotary International. And this is how you measure your club's success. You should be able to tell people, I'm a successful club. These are the benchmarks that Rotary is giving you to decide, are you doing the right things? And you let Rotary International and the world know you're achieving service above self with these goals. Our advice is, and we'll give you a worksheet at the end of the session that we'll send out with the recording to help you go down the list. We're not going to go over that tonight, but know that the Rotary Citation, I'd advise you to select as many as you can to start. And the nice thing is you can go back in, you can change your selections, you can change your targets. Earn 13 of the 25 goals in order to earn the Rotary Citation. Some of them needs numbers, some of them are yes and no questions, and the worksheet will guide you through that. So when you go to the Goal Center, this is the dashboard that you'll see. A couple of things to take the time to look around this page. On the left side, you'll see an edit button. If this says view, then you're not a club officer and you don't have the ability to make changes here. So that's one of the reminders you'll have that you need to get into your database as a club officer. And this is where the save button will be once you are in the edit mode. Remember to save your work. The goals are laid out in different categories, but your first time you go in, we're advising that you go into all. And that allows you to see all 25 goals at the same time. You go down by checking a checkbox. Again, I'm sorry. The Rotary year is at the top of the page. You do that first. There are 3 years worth of data available. When you first sign on, it'll probably say 22, 23. You can go back and see last year. And that's helpful because it'll tell you, this is what we did last year, and you can use that with your board to gauge your current goals. Make sure you're in 23, 24 when you're doing your presidential year. You go down and you can check as many boxes and enter the target. Again, you can do this on your own and come back. And after you meet with your board, you can refine that. One of the things that we're going to do at this point is under service participation. All you put in as a number is how many service activities are you going to do as your Rotary Club. Then I'm going to turn it over now to Lisa, and Lisa will show you how you enter the service activities, the actual projects you do as a club, and she'll show you on the Learning Center. So I am going to escape my share and turn that over to Lisa.
Thank you, Pete. That was a great introduction to my Rotary and Rotary Club Central. I'm hoping that my screen is now up and everyone can see it. All right, so we're going to wrap up the segment regarding Rotary Club Central with a quick run through on how to enter some service projects into Rotary Club Central. And again, you'd want to enter your goal for service first and then add your projects afterwards. And there's a couple of reasons why we would want to enter our service projects into Rotary Club Central. The first is it's just fun to have busy work, of course. But more importantly, it's great to have a record of your service projects because they become a really useful club planning tool. Remember, you're only president for the 1 year. And down the road, you're going to have new presidents and new leaders and new chairs of your service committees. And they might wonder at what point, what have we done? What are we doing? What's working for us? How much time are we putting into this? How much money are we putting into the projects? So this becomes a place for you to store all that information where future leaders can access it as well. So again, your club service committee and fundraising committee can use this history to access the impact of past projects and make plans for upcoming projects. And entering them is really easy. So if you have a project that you do regularly, perhaps you do a cleanup at a local park and you do it every 6 months or so, you can enter that in as a project 1 year. And then the next time around, you hit on the button that says repeat past service project. It'll bring up a list of all your past projects, select the one you want to repeat, change the year, and then maybe there might be some other, small details, dates and whatnot that you need to change. But the process takes a minute or less. You copy, paste, and move on. If you're starting a new project, then of course you'll choose the new service project. And that will bring up, let's see here, this screen. And again, they're not asking for boatloads of information, just enough to kind of get a sense of, what are you doing and where are your resources going? Only a few fields are actually required. You need a project title and you need a start date. To make it more meaningful for yourself and others, you might want to put in a short summary of what the project is, why you're doing it, who it's impacting. And then you'll want to list off, especially when you're first entering it, your projected number of volunteers, volunteer hours, projected cash contributions or other donated goods and services. And then when the project is complete, you can come back in there and enter in your achievement. And that'll kind of give you a sense of how well did you reach your own estimate for the scope of the project versus what it turned out to be. And then again, your planning committee for the following year will be able to go in there and say, aha, this project, takes this much time, this much money to work well, and how can we scope it appropriately for our current resources? The second reason that this information is used, aside from your club planning, is that this feeds up to RI. And now they can use this, so they can go back to the world and say, Rotarians spend 2 billion service hours a year, and we've made this much of a contribution to our community. It really helps them quantify and measure the impact of Rotarians globally. And if we don't give them the information, then they really don't know. Keeping in mind too that your PR committee can benefit from this. They might, want to be able to say, we want to do some sort of a press release or an update to the community about things that we've done. And this is a place where they can go back and see it. Or your membership committee could use this information because if they have an idea of what we've been doing and how and why, they can use that as a marketing tool when reaching out to prospective members as well. When they say, well, what does Rotary do? Well, now you have a list of all the things Rotary does. And that's even if you're a relatively new member and and you don't know what your club has been doing in the past. So again, it's not a tricky tool to use, but it's certainly a useful one. So let's move right along here. A couple quick things to note. When you're noting volunteer hours, it's the hours per person that go into that. So if you have a 3-hour project and 4 people on the team, that's 12 volunteer hours. And the hours spent planning and organizing the event ahead of the actual event day all count as hours. What you don't want to put in there is hours spent on your fundraising projects that became your cash contributions. That just gets quantified as the amount of cash or services that were donated to the project. All right, the last section of Rotary Club Central that we're going to touch on real quick is the resources tab. And to be quite honest, it's really the first one that you might want to visit your first time into Rotary Club Central. Every one of those blue links on the left are links that will bring up a how-to guide or some sort of, well, most of these are how-to guides. Some of them are small videos or PDFs that will tell you pretty much how to do everything you need to do in here, how to set your goal, how to enter your service projects. And it's not just these 5 that we're seeing here. There's a list of 20 or so things related to all different committees within your Rotary Club. So this is really the best place to start, especially if you're not taking notes while we're doing this presentation right now. Everything you need is right here within Rotary Club Central. Okay. So yeah, there's links in there on how to set your goals, membership assessment tools, current impacts from the new council and legislation and club flexibility, how to organize a RILA event, how to create a project, how to get your district and global grants. So really everything you need to access the tools and resources within Rotary are accessible to you from here. And that's just one place where you can get information on how to best lead your Rotary Club. Of course, the next best place to go is the Learning Center. And again, this is accessed from your My Rotary dashboard. And the Learning Center is a training and education tool that's found within My Rotary. And it contains training modules that are organized both by your club role, be it all the way from a new member up to a club and district leadership position, and by topic. So everything is cross-referenced. If you can't think of how to find it, poke around, you'll bump into it. So to get to the Learning Center, again, you start with the menu bar across the top of your My Rotary login, and you're going to choose Learning and Reference. And again, when you hover over that menu topic, you'll see it immediately brings up options to go check for topics by role, by topic, things that are specifically about Rotary, things that are about Rotary policies and procedures, or to go straight down into the Learning Center. So we're just going to click the top menu item here that says Learning and Reference, that's in yellow, and that would bring us to this page here, which again, everything that's in blue is a clickable link that will immediately open the learning module related to that topic. So you might want to send your new members here first to go do the new member training. Or if you've got a new leadership coming in, this is a great place to send your treasurer, your secretary, committee members in here to get information. Most of these are PDFs, 15 minutes or less, easy peasy. If you really want to take a deep dive in, bottom right, we choose Visit the Center. And this is what brings us to the Learning Center proper. And in here, again, you see your courses that are available by topic. So for my example, if I were to click on Club Leadership, it would bring up the page that's on the right here. And this would show different learning modules that are relating to club leadership. And you can see when you're looking at it, like the first one, this is Be a Vibrant Club. It estimates that it's roughly a 15-minute e-learning training. So I think that one's actually a video. Yet the Club President's Basics, if you look at that, It estimates 4 hours and 45 minutes, but it's broken up into 11 courses that are considerably smaller. And again, many of them are a go at your own pace thing. So it's not necessarily going to take you almost 5 hours. Some of them will take you 5 minutes to read. Some will take a little bit longer, and you don't have to do the whole thing all at once. So if we were to choose Club President's Basics, straight from the Learning Center, it would bring you up to a page here that says enroll in a course. There's no cost to enroll. This is all part of your membership. So we choose enroll, and what it does is it adds it to your specific learning plan, so that when you log in, and I'm going to go back up here for just a second, on the top left, but outside of the view of this particular screenshot, there's actually a little menu button. And when you pull that up, it will bring you to your own specific learning plan dashboard. And from there, you can see each of the classes that you've already selected, how much, the progress that you've already gone through them, whether or not you've started them, finished them. You even earn points and badges for the classes that you've taken. It can even be fun. Who'd have thunk? And let's remember, just, to back up just a second here, anybody can get together and say, let's get together and be a group and let's network and let's do service projects. But it's really these extra value addeds that we get from Rotary that make this a Rotary experience and not just people coming together. Rotary wants our clubs to succeed. They want us to succeed as leaders and to build our skills. And as such, they've provided a really extensive library of training and how-to guides. They've created templates and resources for us, so we don't have to build things from scratch. We don't have to put together a members survey. We don't have to wonder how to put together a service project. We don't have to say, oh, I'm doing a presentation and I really don't know what it should look like to comply with the brand. All of this stuff is out there for us within My Rotary. It's there, it's at our fingertips, it's downloadable, and it's easy. Because like I said, they want us to succeed and they want us to do it in a way that says we're all doing the same thing for the same purpose. We're all Rotary and speaking in the Rotary voice. So again, going back to my thing, so we chose Club President, and now we're like, all right, fine, let's go see which courses and learning plans we have. So you'll see here, top row on the right, there is a Club President module. It's 15 minutes. It's a quick and easy. But there's also a learning plan that's been put together for all of us. It's called the MDPETS Club President Basics. It's made up of several different learning classes or courses all put together in a single module. And I believe our PETS trainers have been kind enough to actually already put this onto each of our PE learning plans for us. So you don't even have to go looking for it or enroll in it. Once you get into the Learning Center, you should see it in your dashboard straight off. So then you would select on the course and it will show you each of the modules that are there, and you just start running through them at your own pace. And like I said, some of them are just a quick PDF. You read it, you absorb it. Some of them are short videos. Some of them will ask you little questions along the way to test your knowledge. And you can see on the top of each one, it'll tell you, did you start it? Is it in progress? Have you finished it? And then, again, I told you, you can earn points and badges, and it keeps these great charts. What a great way to set up some excitement within your club. Perhaps you can issue a challenge to your club members. Try to get your leadership to take the short courses that apply to their current positions. Because everything that's available for them that they learn, they might think, well, this job isn't as hard as I thought it might be. Oh, I didn't know I didn't have to create that from scratch. It's already there. So let's tap into the knowledge that's out there and the resources that Rotary has already compiled for us. And that's it. That's my spiel for tonight. I'd be happy, I'm sure Pete would also be happy to take any questions that you have.
Thank you. There are several questions. Oh, just lost my chat there. There are several questions in the chat. Let me see if I can get back to them.
I did see that Mark Haas had a question a little while back about, how do you grant access to your foundation shares so they can view contributions?
Yes.
The answer to that is that it would have to be done in your club database. And I know that that's what we keep referring to it. And it's really, it's a software. It's Club Runner or DACDB, depending on your club. And I believe for most of our districts, you'd access it from your district webpage. So like for my district, we go to rotary7190.org and there's a member login there. And it's from there that those positions are assigned, and they should be done by your club secretaries. So whoever designated you as PE should also be able to designate your committee chairs in that same realm.
Right. It's not a two-part thing. You don't have to grant the access. You just have to appoint the person correctly to the position. So that you do in your district database. You make sure that they're officially listed as your club foundation chair. Almost immediately, Rotary International gets that information. And I've assisted lots of clubs doing that. Just make sure you're appointing them to the position of Rotary Foundation Chair for your club, and then they will automatically have access. It's tied to the position.
Next question, it may have already been answered by the presentation, but Peter Brown had asked, could you review how to get into Club Central? I'm not sure if that's still a
on
question.
the homepage. Once you look at the slides back, we did show, actually there are about 4 or 5 places where you see the highlighted link to Rotary Club Central, and any one of those will take you to the same place. So once you get to the My Rotary homepage, yeah, Lisa, you're active now. You can go back to that page.
I'm jumping in. So again, you'd start with rotary.org, sign into My Rotary. And then from your My Rotary page, about halfway down, there's a thing that says online tools, and you can choose Rotary Club Central from there. Or from the blue bar menu across the top, which you'll see on every page once you log in, you go to Manage, Club and District Administration, and Rotary Club Central. And you might even find a few more places where you can bump into it. But essentially, you want to log into My Rotary first and then go to the Manage tab.
Thank you. Next, Jim Cook asks, can we still download the My Rotary app?
That's a great question.
I think it's possible, but let me tell you this, there's so much to do that I would not try to do it on an iPad or a tablet size screen. Definitely not on your phone. Rotary doesn't recommend it. You need a decent size laptop screen in order to navigate. Club locator, things like that, you can use on your screen. But I wouldn't recommend the app. I don't know how you feel about that, Lisa.
I don't know. I do some of this stuff on my phone. I guess it really does depend on your comfort level. I will add that when you if you're on a mobile device and you try to enter the Learning Center, it will automatically direct you to download an app called Go Learn and install it on your phone, and then you'll have access to all of the learning modules in the digital app, which actually I find very easy to use. So there is that. And I know that Club Runner has an app, which is amazing because it's like having your club, whatchamacallit, a club member directory in your pocket where you can literally email and text people right from the app. So those I would absolutely recommend. I have not seen the My Rotary app, but I'd be happy to check it out and see how good it is.
Thank you. Next question we have in the chat is, how can I see the recordings of one of the PET Zoom meetings? I believe you're talking about these meetings, and we're going to post them on the Empire Pets page and also send out links. Anything else to add on that for my fellow DGEs?
I think we're going to be sending the presentation to all the participants as well, right? So they can use it as a walk-along how-to guide.
Yes. And let's see, I think we already answered the question from Mary, unless you still have a question, Mary, that She says, I'm sure we'll get instruction, but need a reminder on how to update our goals.
What you saw us doing in that spreadsheet for the club goals, you can I'm just going to enlarge it. You can toggle back and forth between the years. And once you go back through, you'll see the edit button if you're current year president. And like we said, you can go back and select the goal and change it. So once you go to the goal center, just make sure that you're in the presidential year, the year you want to edit, and you can edit now. You'll see the achievements. Some of these will be automatically filled in. Your membership and your foundation contributions will automatically fill in. You'll need to go back to the page for this year and actually enter the yes and no questions. And you'll have to go to the service page that we showed you. Once you see your service projects, once you see the list of service projects, you'll have to go into each project and record your completion. The data that Lisa talked about that you put in, the number of hours, the dollars, and select that as achieved. Otherwise, it won't show in your home page as a completed project.
Right. It's probably good to note, I know, especially in District 7190, you're required to enter at a minimum foundation membership and I think public image goals in order to be eligible for a district grant. So that is something that you'll want to have done by May at the latest before district grant applications are due.
And what I would recommend to any club president is just go down and select them all. And then after you meet with your board, you can refine it, you can deselect. Don't limit yourself at the beginning. You can always refine later.
It could be a great activity to do with your board for your board meeting before your year starts.
Yeah, you
John-
don't have to wait till July. That's correct.
Yep.
Rotary
John
Club.
Barstow. Oh, sorry, Peter.
No, Rotary Club president is an 18-month job, not 12.
Thank you. John Barstow has had his hand up for a while. John, do you have a question?
And that may be John Barbato.
Oh, okay. John, do you still have a question? Okay. Let's see what other questions we've got in the chat. I think most of them have been answered by the other attendees and leaders.
Excellent.
we missed-
There's only 6 minutes left. That's
Yeah.
great.
Have we missed any questions that anybody has? Anybody want to have a review of something that they've already gone over? Okay, well, we can get ready to close then. Thank you so much for attending this first one of our 4 series of pre-PETS seminars. You've also got a WhatsApp group that Whitney's put information on in the chat. So please take a look at that. We've used it for some other things and it's been a great tool to not miss anything. And when you have a question, you can get your question answered quickly.
And I was
But
just gonna put out there, Elise, that 7120, the one Whitney's doing is more for CNY Empire. I'm gonna also be forming one for 7120. So keep an eye out for that.
I think she meant
So
this for
clarification.
MDPETS.
Yeah, this one is specifically for Empire Pets. This is really just a forum so that incoming president-elects, district leaders can share ideas, share resources,
Okay.
you know, help
So it's
guide
not
each
just
other.
for CNY.
Correct. We have one
Okay.
separately for CNY.
Okay.
Oh, I see the confusion because it said CMY Empire, but I think the intention was Empire Multi-District Pets. Yeah, thank you. Let's see what else. Yep, we're hoping to help you prepare for a rewarding year as president. Our next episode is going to be next Wednesday, the 15th of February, for club finances and insurance. So be sure to tune in for that one as well. And don't hesitate to ask questions if you have them once you get started. Hopefully you already have your My Rotary logins. And if not, now's the time. Get in there and get that established and reach out if you need any help.
Elise, I put up this last slide, which we will include with the presentation. And assistant governors are a great source. Either one of us today, we've got our email addresses. And for real problems, you can contact Rotary information at data.rotary.org, data@rotary.org, and club and district support. Sophie Dangerfield's been doing it for many years. Mallory is new, and they are a great resource. So you're not on your own.
Thanks,
Oh,
everybody,
thanks.
for coming. In addition to joining us next week, I'd encourage you to register for the in-person MDPETS session in Syracuse that's coming up in March. And register call the hotel to get your hotel room before the room block closes next week.
Thanks so much for mentioning that, Denise. Right, we really appreciate it. It should be a great event. We have some terrific speakers coming from all over the country through the Rotary world, and I think it's going to be a great event. Anything else to add?
I would just like to ask the Empire Multi-District Pets Committee to stay on after everyone else exits.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thank you, Ralph.
Have a great night, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you.